Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to this edition of the Halcyon Show. My name's Lorne, and this week we are recapping 3 battles from episode 3 of Premier Battles Where Winning Matters. We have Nelly versus Crow. Which of these 2 lyrical anarchists antagonize the bestest? We have Dynamic Mike versus Pagan. The Academy South final concludes with the Class Clown versus the Gym Bully. And we have Kingslee Thunder versus Hulk. Which of these men in their mid-40s has what it takes to take themselves home early, an early 30? We'll also recap the table, the current standings as the tournament takes shape. We'll discuss a bunch of talking points from the episode. We're expecting some guests. And to do that, we have my cunning cohort and co-host, battler and streamer, Crash has landed. Sir, welcome.
The boy Crash, aka the Wash Gunner. Insert coin still out now. How we doing, Lorne? Back again.
We're good. We're good. We got a lot of ground to cover this week, and if we've got battlers hopping on, we better not mince our words because I want to give the spotlight to them when they hop on. For those joining us for the first episode, including those that know me personally, we're recapping the Premier Battles Where Winning Matters tournament, and the tournament aim is to reintroduce battle rap into the pop culture. So if you're watching this and you don't know what battle rap is, or you've never seen a battle rap episode, long story short, mean things said competitively, but it's a lot of fun. There's drama, there's comedy, there's sometimes very high stakes involved, egos, pride, everything in between. If you like entertainment, battle rap is as good a medium as any to explore, and this tournament seeks to not only reintroduce it in a large way, but I think unearth some gems as well. And I think the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about kind of the configuration of this show. What did you make of the show overall? I think it was a much more peculiar show in many respects. It was harder to nail down in some respects. What did you make of it?
What, on an overall thing?
On an overall
show,
thing.
Man. I'm comfortable now. I know what I'm getting when I sit down on a Sunday evening to watch some Prem. I'm getting 3 to 4 good battles. I'm getting a little intermission section. I'm getting some good chats, and I'm getting some great interviews, to be honest. I know what I'm getting. I know where I'm at with it now, and I like it, man. Like we said to Briggsy and Strove last week, like there's not much you have to do to bring that TV worthy, to be honest. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. How you feeling?
What up?
Oh, hello. Wait a minute. We have we have to switch screens for a second here, ladies and gentlemen, because it would appear we have Crow is in the house.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, Eagles,
caw indeed. Crow joins us, sir.
What up, Crow?
Yeah, I'm good. How you guys doing?
All is good in the hood, my boy.
Nice.
We're spectacular. We were just warming into the show, and coincidentally, you kicked off the show versus a young man by the name of Nelly.
Yeah.
Give us your impressions of the, because obviously you guys haven't seen this. This is kind of dropped live in your laps to a large degree as well.
Yeah. I hadn't watched it back at all. I was really happy with. I mean, look, like, was it like my absolute like maximum ability level and stuff? Nah, not really. But it was good shit. It was like, you know, it was fire material. My delivery was super clean. I got a nice flip in there. You know, for 60-second rounds, I'm very happy. And I think that the product looks so good. Like the way they filmed it is super dope. And yeah, I think it's just a way, like even just the visuals just elevate what everyone's doing. So yeah, super happy with it. One thing that I wish I had kind of like been able to nail a bit better was so the interview that they did, they literally like, because we were meant to be on later in the day, and they were like, XYZ, you know, these different people, not the battle of XYZ, but these different people haven't shown up. You're gonna have to go on in a minute. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. So I started like trying to get ready, like warming up and stuff. And then they're like, oh no, you have to go do an interview first and then go straight on stage. And I was like, oh shit. And then so I get pulled into this room, start getting asked questions, and I was like, I couldn't remember a single other fucking battler that was in the tournament. They were like, who's your biggest competition? And I was thinking like, I have no clue who else is fucking in this. So I had remembered that like Viz and Bobby were meant to be in it. And to me at that time, they were like, okay, these are my biggest challenges. But they'd pulled out. So I was like, I have no clue who's my biggest competition in this. I don't know. So I wish I'd nailed my interview a bit better and kind of like even like I don't know, I was just kind of like in my own head, like I've just got to get my bars ready. So I was kind of not in the vibe to like be entertaining or something in an interview, you know?
What's it like, that thought process then, going from something like a traditional battle setting where you've just fixated on one opponent for a period of time, you turn up to the event and it's like, right, just got to keep fresh, sharp until it's time to go live. This was a whole different experience by everyone's account, and professional
definitely.
and clean in a lot of ways, but it's a different vibe, and I think that shows in the battle. Some of the battlers are showing that little bit of, okay, I got to feel my way into this a little bit. I've got to get comfortable first and maybe get a couple of... Speak from your experience. How did you find it?
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely echo that. I feel like, you know, I've done a bunch of filming stuff before and music videos and all that kind of shit. So being, you know, in a sound studio and stuff in that environment where it's like a professionally, like everything's scheduled and everything, that wasn't too foreign to me. I can imagine it's foreign to quite a lot of people. But that bit was fine. The kind of like not really having a crowd, you know, and stuff like that, that was very different because like you have to really think, you know, and I was really going into the first going like, well, this is where I'm gonna find out like what's gonna work in this kind of room. So I guess like for the first one, it was much harder to tailor my material for the first battle than it is going forward, because I kind of like, okay, now I kind of get how these rooms work and how what people are listening for and shit, you know?
How are you finding the 1 minute rounds, bro?
That's
Because
a good
that
question.
don't look easy.
That's hard,
that
bro.
Shit, that shit don't look easy, bro.
It's hard. It's hard because you like, I mean, look, like, you know, I'm, you know, I've got fucking ADHD and shit. I'm an ideas machine. So I come up with a billion things to say.
Exactly.
And then it's like, yo, I can only fit like 16 bars into this round. And that editing process is a fucking nightmare. I mean, it does teach you a few things. Like it teaches you how to, like, if you're like, I really want to say what's in this 4 bar, so I'm going to have to somehow work out how to make it into 2 so it'll fit. So it does teach you to kind of edit even more brutally. And there's stuff lost in that, but there's also stuff gained in that. So that part is a good lesson. But yeah, 60 seconds is fucking scary, especially like when you're like, I want to put a rebuttal in here if I can, but I don't want to get called time. So it needs to be super tight. If you're going to try it, you need to know it's good. You know what I mean? So that's quite a hard thing to be doing on the spot and shit. So yeah, so that was definitely different. But, you know, I think from what I've seen from everyone in the tournament, every time it seems like people are getting it more and more because people are bringing better performances, better bars, and just kind of like everything's just getting a little bit tighter, which is really, really good.
Talk to me about opening against someone like Nelly, though. And I'll be honest, and I'll share this with people. This is one of my notes when I was reviewing the show. And I mean this in the nicest possible way. I don't remember anything you said because every time Kick said something, I was busy recovering from the statement. Like, right, you got to give me a minute to process that.
Yeah,
but going up against an opponent like him, who it seems like his real remit is to turn up and go, these are your rules, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, like, and especially
100%.
when you're trying to find your footing in a new format. Like, talk to me about the dynamic there. You're trying to put in a good performance. You're trying to find your feet. You're against a guy who's there to destabilize everything. You got to put all that together and deliver a performance and get the win. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. I mean, that was like, that's the thing is like one of the things I said in the interview, but they didn't actually show that. But they were asking me like, you know, who's the weakest in your group, who's the strongest in your group. Obviously, like my mind is always focused on whoever's the person in front of me. But the thing is like a Dub T, a Red Wolf, like I know how they work because like you can they have their formulas, and if you understand like recognizing patterns and shit, you know what's going on, you know what they're going to bring to you, or at least how it's going to sound and shit. Whereas with Kick, that's like completely out the window because he can come out and do something crazy and it really work or it really bomb. And so I was going into it thinking, well, he's the wild card in my group because if I'm not going to be able to anticipate what he's going to do, but if I'm not at a level that still beats that, like he could, there could be an upset here. So I was going into it really pragmatically, just like, you know, trying not to get caught out. So I just made sure that I was packing in shit tons of punches, that I was like, that I knew I mean, this is the most, obviously they're 60s, so they're a bit easier to memorize, which is the bonus of it being 60s. But I also gave myself way more time. Like I've gotten a lot more regimented with like when I complete my shit and making sure before, like early days and for the first few years, I was finishing like my third round the day before and shit. And I've slowly crept it back over time, but now I'm making sure I've got like, 2 weeks if I can to rehearse it all. And I just knew that I was going to be way more polished than him. So as long as my, content was good and I was saying shit that, people haven't said against him before, I thought I stood a good chance. But I did think he could do some weird shit, and I just won't be able to, counter that. Like, so yeah, I didn't take him light. Even though people would have not put us in a match together, like normally, And I think that's one of the interesting things about this tournament is, there are people who you just have to face regardless of if you would have accepted that battle, and it kind of makes for like interesting style clashes and stuff. It can go real wrong, but it can also be super interesting. So I think but yeah, in the long and short of it is, he was kind of a nightmare to prepare for, because you just don't know what the fuck you're gonna get.
How did you feel it came out? Obviously, you guys were in the room, but you might see snippets of it in the editing process or when they release it for promo. You saw it while everyone else is seeing it for the first time and giving you feedback live. It's raw, it's unfiltered, it's and they're trying to consume it within the context of the show. Again, we were all recovering from the interview segment, and it's right now we're going to throw to the battle, and we're all wait, no, what the fuck was he talking about?
He was, bro. Listen, because I I'd obviously got myself merry and stuff before I went to watch the battles. I was kind of in a fun lit state, and I was like, what the hell is he talking about? I was like, this is nuts. Like, maybe I'm fucking tripping right now. But yeah, he was on some madness in that interview, for real.
I enjoyed the interview. He was giving some Russell Brand vibes. Like, he was like, it was amazing. It was like some woke shit. But no, it was class. It was class.
I have a theory when it comes to him, and I don't think it's much of a theory. It's more of a very plain observation that I'm just going to put. He's a punk, dude. He's counterculture within the subculture. He is very much like, oh, that's the general convention. None of that. Oh, you don't like that? Good. I don't want to do what you... And within that, that's, like you say, it's a minefield, because sometimes it just completely flies over, and it's like, what? Wait, no, you're going to have to start again with that. But sometimes it hits, and it hits big, because it is that unsolicited, unexpected stuff. So the question I have is, when, again, that kind of caliber, when you're opening, plus again, the format is now very much like not only the guys in the room who are going to react no matter what you do in terms of, right, not a word, anyone, and if it's good, they're going to, but also now the audience at home who haven't seen it, have no frame of reference, we're not even going to tell you like maybe how it went. You're going to see it raw, and then also a new audience. Again, these are going to go out in shorts. These are going to be shared with people. These are things, they're going to be in the hands of people that have no frame of reference. What's it like to write for that scenario when, again, you're used to having more time to flesh out your ideas? You're used to this is for the room or this is for the camera. You're trying to balance impossible things. Talk to me about that.
Well, I think one of the things that I tried to focus on was because, like, in the past, in a lot of battles, I had like sections where I'm like, if I nail this, then this will be a really clippable part, because it's got a huge punchline, but it's also super intricate rhyming and wordplay, and everything ties together. And because I wasn't giving myself like the right amount of prep time, really, I never really nailed it to a point where I was like, oh, this one, if I put this online, this is going to be crazy. Whereas like this time I really, really focused on making sure that all the sections that I thought had that capability, I was like, I need to get it so clean. So I was focusing a lot more on, like, rather than learning the round as a whole, like learning the chunks really super clean, and then learning the whole thing together. And I think that will benefit massively on the kind of the little shorts that they're doing and all of the kind of online content. And I think, going into it, that was something that Briggsy sort of said to everyone, like, this is going to be made into lots of bite-sized chunks as well, so please make sure that, like, you're gonna take advantage of that. And so I think that definitely affected my mindset with that. I think, going back to what you were saying before, like opening, going in cold against him as well, where it's like you don't know what the crowd's going to be like. You've got no idea what the reactions are like, if they're going to at all. Like maybe they're just going to listen. That definitely was like more just before the first line that I did. I was like, I don't know what to expect here, and I need to just keep my energy up and keep everything solid, even if there's not a peep out of these people. So that was different too. I mean, obviously you always try and prep for making sure that if people don't react, it doesn't fuck you up, but delivering it like it's a piece, and like with like the intensity that you want it to go out in, when you've got 10 people in the room or something like that, and they might not make a noise. That's a bigger challenge.
The prevailing opinion seems to be, and I'm going to damn you with not faint praise, but certainly praise, but it can be phrased a certain ways. You won this by all accounts at a canter, and there's some people thinking like, I mean, I was kind of hoping for more out of Crow. You took a 3-0. That's a weird situation to be in. Like, right, okay, so he took the 3-0, but come on, we want a little more. What do you do in that situation? But I guess the thing to ask is, how much more potential do you think you have in the next few battles to show what you can really do and really lift the roof a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I'm gunning for the end game in this, so I want to raise the levels up, every single time, to beyond what the other person can manage. And I think, part of the first one's going to be a feeling out process and all of that, and I do fully understand that and take that on board. But trust me, like the material and stuff for Red Wolf was like a big step up even from that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean I'm hoping to surprise people for sure. I'm very flattered that people have high expectations of me, and can see that my appreciation, man. But also, I also want to make y'all's jaws drop too. So yeah, that's how I'm trying to go in mentally.
I can attest. I mean, dude, I've seen you battle twice live, and both occasions you gave what I felt at first were quite subtle, but you build, and the room starts gravitating towards you as you build in technicality and the way your cadence and your energy grows and all the rest of it. And it's mirrored. I mean, we've got two comments, and both praise for you, basically. Solid performance from Crow against Kick. That's from Pagan. And Gas chimes in with, hopefully me and Crow will finally battle. It's long overdue. So strange it's never been booked before. And Pagan mirrors it. Gas has he's plotted his win in the tournament, and now he's plotting post-tournament battles now. Gas.
He's also gaslighting, considering that I
he's gaslighting. I
beat him in the quarterfinal already. So look, it is possible that me and Gas will have to face again. And that is not one to take lightly. And because I know that since I, whooped his little painted ass last time, that he's gonna he's gonna really try and beat me this time. Like he's gonna really throw everything he's got at it, and I respect that. But yeah, I'm if we face again, I'm gonna try and make it the exact same outcome. So
going on from that, then now you're not prepping for a battle 20 minutes before you got to go on stage. Who are your biggest threats, would you say, in the tournament?
So I actually think that that's one of the things I did actually answer okay, because I said, like, I guess today is what's going to show me that. And I'm glad I said that, because there's a couple of people who really stood out, and really kind of where I thought, like, okay, these guys actually could be a threat in this tournament. I wouldn't have thought that going in. So say like Spirit is low-key crazy, and he's a dark horse for it, because no one really knew. I'd seen him battle once before, and it was like his first live battle, you know what I mean? And he hasn't done that many, so I think he can go really far. I think Pagan is really fucking dope. I thought he was really good. There was a couple of pockets he got into in his battle where I was like, yeah, man, I would have loved to have written that and spit that part. So I think he's really good. I think Hamill's really good. Obviously, like, there's a few people who are who are obvious ones, like your gas buffs and you know, like also I thought that, you know, like Kingslee and you know, obviously look, Briggs's first performance wasn't it was
Stick that landing.
I was thinking of sugarcoating it.
A1, baby. That was A1.
It was very bad, but he is an exceptional battler when he's on form.
Right.
So and that can't be taken away from him. So if he goes in, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because it's his tournament. But if he goes in with like the levels that he can achieve, and actually he's trying, like he's definitely he stands a great shot of winning his own fucking money. There's other people dotted around who I think are good. Let me try and think of who else is in it. I kind of feel like I need to.
I've got the tables if you want me to rattle through them at the moment, because one of the things I was going to ask about is the fact that the judge rounds is playing a factor in where people stand in the scheme of the talk. Because obviously, if you finish top of your group, you get a favorable draw. So you do have incentive, not just to, well, you know, I'll write 2 rounds and get that. No, you want to win all 3 rounds, because if you top your group, you're going up against someone that might have only just scraped through. You know what I mean?
Right. But also that in a tournament like this, where anyone can win on any day, that's also not predictable, because someone who is on paper the absolute best in their group can still come up second if they have a bad day, or if they're not really that prepped. So.
Well, would we agree we saw an upset in Kingslee Hulk? I mean, I saw a lot of people thinking Kingslee probably has this 2-1, but I think as close as it was, I think Hulk made that group much more interesting by turning up and being Hulk. You know what I mean?
Listen, that was the best Hulk I've ever seen in the room.
That Hulk was cold.
Yeah, he was really good. Like, so his flip was crazy, and some of his bars, and actually it almost doesn't come across enough on camera, but in the room his performance was really like he was capturing everyone's attention.
Do you think that helps, by the way? Like, I'm sorry to jump in, but that's something like, I know that part of the setup is like, right, guys, we're trying to keep this, we're trying to keep it to 60 seconds, reactions take, but if you crack a crowd of hardened battlers and they're all losing their minds, like, there has to be something that you ride a wave of, the energy, the boon that gives you to say, it's not just fans, you know, losing their minds over basic shit or just something that they really like. It's no, this is battlers who have heard literally everything, and they're like, what was that? Was mad. Like, there's something to that. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. If other writers, other people with a crazy pen, like really are going nuts to your shit, you know that you're in that treasure chest. And the thing is as well, like, that feeling is not exclusive to people who haven't had praise before, or like who are just starting out. Like someone like Hulk, right? He has been consistently overlooked through a lot of his later career. You know, he had like a sort of a publicity uplift in the early part of his career when things were popping on Don't Flop and stuff. And then in terms of on Prem, like he's not really shown out that much. So people kind of thought like, oh, maybe he's reached his peak or whatever. So for him to come out and like actually make everyone go, oh fuck, like, oh Hulk, oh, this Hulk is here. I'm sure what he was buzzing about that, because it was 5. We
have one person in the comment section that begs to differ. His ears are burning, apparently. Young Kingslee Thunder is in the comment section. I assume he disagrees, and Pagan seems to concur. Pagan says, I gave that to Kingslee because Hulk's second was solid, but not as direct as first. And there seems to be some dispute here. The judge's decision is the judge's decision.
You didn't ask me who I gave it to.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we've got some controversy here. Shoot.
Because like I've said this as well, like Kingslee, like on the day, to me, the most entertaining people to watch were Kingslee and Caveman. And I think Caveman took his battle. I think it was really good, but I think Caveman won that. And with Kingslee and Hulk, I honestly left it going, I don't fucking know who won that. And like when I was watching it last night, okay, so as I said, I was kind of lit. I was like, all right, Kingslee's too hilarious to have not won this. But Hulk was also just fucking nuts. That was a proper debatable. Whereas I think Caveman and Frost was a really good battle, and it is debated. But for me, it's way less debatable than Kingslee and Hulk.
Is it because I think Caveman Frost was a difference of styles executed to the best of their abilities, and it's whose style you favor most. That I agree with you. It's they both did their styles to the best of their ability, and I can't decide which I like better.
Right.
It's hard. I mean, I gave it to Hulk just because because he surprised me. He was like, wow, actually, and the flip. That the Range Rover flip got everyone, and it's
Hulk flipped all 3 rounds, man.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
On Hulk, man.
And
yeah, he was crazy. I honestly, that was A1 Hulk, in my opinion. Really
1,000%. But we'll get to Hulk. Has the invite. He can come and state his case if he wants to. We want to talk about you. Your group, for instance, at the moment, you sit comfortably top because you've got 9 judge rounds to Dub T's 8. Red Wolf has 1 judge round and sits in 3rd, and Kick Nelly is rock bottom with no judge rounds and no points. So again, with 2 battles left to go, and then against Red Wolf next, you've got a real opportunity to build some momentum because Red Wolf is coming off the bat where he was criticised quite heavily, I feel. You could argue whether or not that's fair and reasonable or not, but he received a fair amount of criticism, and I feel like that was another battle judged quite harshly because of the potential of both of these guys, and both of them are eager, therefore, to raise their levels. What do you... Because again, we have to be careful here, ladies and gentlemen. We're still spoiler-free.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to through the perspective of that battle to showcase in the next one and indeed beyond? Like, what are you like when you see it live and you're like, right, next time I really hope this comes across, or I hope this is part of my repertoire that I get to showcase or that people start picking up on?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely you go into that, you think that with every battle, but obviously in a tournament setting, because there's like a path rather than like a next battle that's going to come in 3 months or something like that. It's way more trackable, especially because of the product they're putting out. People are following it episodically. It's like people will notice if you've done those things. They won't just think of each battle in seclusion. So yeah, I definitely went. I sort of came out of that battle and I was like, okay, so next time, obviously it's, you know, I'm up against a different opponent, so I'm going to take a different approach anyway. But you know, I think more performance elements I was bringing in, just taking more advantage of the space and like the personal space as well. And I think like I knew that going up against Red Wolf, he was gonna really just try and out-rap me. So obviously, you know, you go into it with slightly different counter writing. I knew that Kit couldn't out-rap me, and I know that Red Wolf is incredibly skilled. And on the scene, he's one of the best technically at spitting. Like, he is fucking amazing at it. But I can rap crazy too, but I also have understanding of other elements of battle rap that he hasn't got that deeper level of understanding of. So I was like, okay, I can exploit these things, but also show that from a rap perspective, I can still cook. You know what I mean? But I think, yeah, going into it, being more aware of like how it's being filmed, like where the cameras are and shit, like all that stuff starts to come into play, because you want to you're not just thinking about what's going on in the room, you're thinking about how it's going to look on screen. And so, yeah, that all comes into play. All those things factor in.
How do you like how it's coming? You mentioned the presentation is top tier, and I completely agree with you. You've mentioned, obviously, the difference of experience with it. Let me ask you something. Let's say you get far in this tournament. Let's say you win it, and you're £3,000 or roughly 1 month's salary richer.
According to Kick Nelly.
Well, I questioned Kick about that earlier. I was like, $3,000 minimum wage salary. Where?
Yeah, just because this motherfucker ain't worked a minimum wage job in a long time.
Yeah, man, he's out of
Do you know what?
Man.
Again, I think he threw that out there on purpose. I think he knew what he was doing.
That's a capable moment, but everyone needs to be doing those.
But the thing is that played into my hand, because if you actually, if you had paid attention to my bars,
whoa, we're not in the tournament, boss.
in the third round, I'm attacking him for being a champagne socialist and always talking about his success and his money and stuff.
Yeah, he wants to be a socialist that wants to be publicly owned. No, I made my notes.
We knew this, bro.
I made my notes,
bro, for no reason.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, even though it was funny to hear him say that stuff, and whether or not he did it as a joke or whether or not he seriously thought that is irrelevant because it played right into the hands of my angle.
100%. And this is a part, but it's the risk you run, isn't it? In battle rap generally, but especially in this tournament where they are trying to peg people as this guy's this thing, this guy's this thing, right? Okay, that might get you over with the audience in a moment, or they might clip that and think it's hilarious or whatever. It's fodder for your opponent, though. And in battle rap, you want to be so careful about what you put in the ether, because then suddenly it's, and you said that you were, and then everyone's like, oh, he did say that. And you just, it's a real weird line you got, because you do want to get over with the audience. And part of that is just, here's who I am, here's what I am, and here's why you should root for me. It's almost, again, it's almost, the only way you can defeat that really is by being so much better than people and just fucking 100%. Beating them. You know what I mean?
But I think being aware of like the whole product as well, though, that was something that I didn't quite have a grip on in the first filming thing, because take like the interviews of guys like Kingslee and stuff, right? He was fucking hilarious because he was performing for the interview and I was just answering questions. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
Kingsley's
like
bold.
Yeah, and he gets that bit like really, really well. So I think that is a part that I hadn't considered going into that first one. I was like, oh, fuck, man, I just want to get this interview over with. Here's my answers. All right, cool. I got to go on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, Kingslee Thunder's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Mucker?
Yo.
How you
What's
doing?
up, baby?
I don't think I've ever seen you look like how you look right now.
Bro, the hair's looking a bit mad, so I'm...
I see. So you put on your banana onesie.
I'm wearing no kicks right now as well.
You don't have to show us that bit.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, well, you know, we're not monetized here anyway, so it's not like YouTube can do anything.
You don't want it?
Yeah, Kingslee, bro, listen, I've told you...
Only bands, UKBR.
I've told you myself, but like, yeah, man, I remember you came off stage thinking like, oh, I don't know, I might have got whipped. And I was like, bro, I thought you were fucking amazing. You know what I mean? So it's funny how that can feel different in the room as well.
Yeah, like I told everyone that I thought I lost that battle, to be honest. Like, I'm glad they didn't play the audio, but like as soon as he done that rebuttal in the third round, I turned to Briggsy and Bobby and say, I'm getting cooked here.
No, I know. I heard you, bro.
His rebuttal.
But bro, like that was an amazing.
I really enjoyed Hulk's stuff, man. And like he's so good with like just keeping a straight face. And like every battle I've done, I managed to break the opponent somehow. Like I managed to get a freaking smirk out of them at least, but I got nothing out of him the whole battle.
His
and like
defense is
I
crazy.
feel like it was almost throwing me off.
Yeah, his defense is crazy.
Yeah. Like I'll just laugh. If someone says something funny, I'll laugh at it. Like I don't care.
Same. But I also personally subscribe to the idea that if someone says something good, I will give them a bit of props for it. I'm not gonna sit there and like go, oh my god, this is the best. Everyone give a round of applause. But I'm gonna go, all right, that was fire. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just for me.
I feel like that is defense in a way as well. It's like, listen, my good's so good. My stuff's so good anyway. Like I don't care. I'll listen to your stuff and I'll enjoy it if it's good too.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, actually, because we've got Kingslee in the house. We've got Crow, a fellow competitor in the tournament, right? What is it, again, in the filming days, where, again, you're starting to see what other guys are pulling out of their bag of tricks for the purposes of getting over within the framework of the tournament versus winning in the room? Like, is it just weird at the moment, seeing how it affects what you would do normally? Are you starting to think, like, oh, but if I do that, I got like, how different is it? I guess is the real question. Like, just taking it from a live event situation to applying it to this situation, how different is it knowing not only do I win or lose, every single week that's going to be broadcast to the world that I lost because the tables are going to get reviewed every single week. And that's then going to feed into the quarterfinals and the live events. There's ramifications on top of ramifications, and they scrutinize it in the show as well. You've got Shotty, Stephen A. Stroh, who, dude, chill. but Shorty as well. Like, you've got to think about all these different things now that you've seen it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, talk to me about how that goes through your minds.
You can go first, Kingslee. I haven't talking a fuck ton, so I'll jump in. But you. Can.
I think it'll depend on your situation, really. Like, my situation in that last one was like I had the close debatable, which like some people have got me taken, some people have got Hulk taken, but like most people are saying we put on a good battle, and it was a good showing from both of us. So yeah, I can't really speak for these guys that be getting 30. It might be different for them. I don't know. I've never been 30, so I can't speak on that. But yeah, I think it's one of them. If you have took a horrendous L and it's getting broadcast week in, week out, it probably be like rubbing salt in the wounds a bit.
For sure. And I'm sure that everyone was feeling that pressure of like, yo, I cannot get knocked out in the group stages. If I get knocked out in the group stages, that's very long for me. You know what I mean? And so, but you know, that kind of pressure, that kind of like paranoia is gonna hopefully bring out the best in people, because you gotta fight for your fucking life for real.
But flip side though, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Some of these groups are hard, man. I feel like me, you, and maybe Frost's group were like the three toughest groups for sure.
Definitely they were.
Not being funny, the interview segments, because we were talking about it, right? Show me that Hulk's less so, but your interview segment, and tell me that people weren't sold on you before they heard you spit a bar. They're like, this is one funny fucker. Like, he's just, I don't care what he raps. I just want to hear him rap now.
They cut out all of it, but like after like every comment, like we all just burst out laughing. But
yeah,
like, they made it look like I was just pure
that was
pan throughout.
That made it better. Like the editing for that is so good, bro. And then finally, everyone cracking. It had a payoff, bro. That was like,
yeah.
Did you a nice one with that, man?
I thought it was just going on Patreon. I'll be honest. Like I like I said some wild things in that interview. But, it's fine. I'll stand on it. Winning money's going on better than me community.
But you gave a great, like, not being funny. You were one of the. In fact, I think I've got it in the notes somewhere, because I make copious amounts of notes because I'm a fucking nerd with this shit. Where is it? Interview segment. Kingslee just gets it with his sexy styling. That's the only note I made in the fucking interview segment. Like, he just gets it. Like, but it. Yeah. I guess that thing is, again, I get what Crow's saying about going out in the group stages, but at the same time, it is such a weird presentation style that you can still win fans throughout the tournament just by endearing yourself as the weeks go on. Like, the weirdest one so far, I feel like, and it was one of those, just, I think they lucked into it, or maybe it was a conscious choice, I don't know, the Red Wolf decision, but then they play his music video, and then suddenly it's like, oh no, he is a talented fucker, and okay, maybe he will get it together in the next battle. There's so many different things that they can utilize with you guys to go, okay, maybe he didn't kill it in the battle, or maybe he, whatever, but they can still put stuff in front of people to remind people that, no, this guy is good and he is worth investing in. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, and now Pagan has joined us.
Yeah,
Pagan's in the house. Oh no.
Yes, lad.
You are not in the goddamn gym right now.
You're silent, bro. You got to turn your mic on.
You got to turn I know they don't allow mics in gyms, but you're gonna have to make an exception on this occasion. Turn your mic on.
He's gonna get arrested, bro, for filming inside of the changing room.
I was gonna say, yeah. So make it quick, make it funny.
The gym, yeah.
No, I'm in bed, man. I'm a long day.
This is weird. I've got one battler from every battler on the. Okay, question. Throw it out. Who had the best battle on the night? Fight amongst yourselves.
Kingslee Hulk.
Yeah, my personal favorite was Kingslee Hulk. I think Caveman Frost was close, and people would have, a lot of people would have given that one, but personally, I thought Kingslee Hulk was like, yeah. More...
I need to stop saying night. I meant on the episode. Sorry, you had all three of you on the same episode. You're vying for my approval as a critique of, oh, who had the best? Who do I want to say was the best on the episode? All three of you have strong claims to being the best performer of your respective battles. Who was the best battle of episode 3? Whose battle should we be paying attention to the drop when it happens this week?
Well, all of them, but still Kingslee Hulk is the closest battle, I think. So it's probably by default the
from
the best battle.
from a viewer perspective, that one is going to be the most rewatched. It's just it's an undeniable fact. No one should try and bullshit that theirs was better if it wasn't. You know what I mean? That one was a lot closer, and it's always more fun to watch a real dog fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in terms of back and forths, I think in terms of like who made it look the most convincing, like used to obviously the better days at the office.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Question for all three of you then, and again, I just want to let you hash it out. In terms of how your respective groups are shaping up then, how much do you pay attention to it knowing that audience reaction is going to be live every single week? So even though you might have an inkling about what's going to happen or where you're going to be, there's still that people are following you and getting invested in what happens episode to episode, and they're going to be hitting you up week to week with, man, this was great, or whatever it is. Like, how do you reckon with that versus, again, the more traditional sense of people are there at the event straight after the battle, they're hitting you up and saying, oh, that was like, it's a different energy, isn't it? It's a different level of, oh man, I don't know, people gonna like this? Or when it drops, are they gonna fuck with it? Or like, again, you just don't know, do you?
The crowd is very different. It's weird. It's harder to gauge.
Battle rappers don't react to bars like rapping in front of battle rappers.
They nod is what they do, man. Like, see, when I was, can't give too much away, but in a couple, like one of the battles after Mike is all I'll say. I was like, man, I can hear nothing. And I was like in the flow of it, so I couldn't really. And I was like, I can hear fucking nothing. And then I heard someone behind me go, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Okay, that's something." And I was like, "All right, never cooking." But like, it's because battle rappers don't hoot and holler like fans do. They just stand there and just go.
Yeah.
So you don't. If you're not looking them in the face, you don't know. Sometimes if you're cooking with gas or if you're falling flat in your fucking face.
Yeah, and you do also get the other part of it, which is battlers, because like we all know each other. Like, there are lots of friendships within it, but there's also people who hate on other people. Like, that's just a fact. That's part of being in a competitive environment. So some people just straight up will not react to someone, even if they say something that's so ether. They'll just be like, this guy's shit. You know what I mean? So there's that too.
There is a bit of that.
The other question I have is, like, what's it like cutting to this? Because I presume you guys don't see the studio segments with Stro, Shotty, and Bobby. So what's it like having your stuff scrutinized by those guys week to week? And they're largely, again, Stro in particular is setting some narratives. He's saying, I'm expecting this from this guy. I want this guy to do this. Is that different? Is that weird? Is that good? Is it? How do you feel about it?
When I went into that, like watching that episode, funnily enough, that was the part I was the most interested in hearing, because I was like, I wonder what these motherfuckers are going to say about me, about what they think about me in general, like where I sit in their kind of mindset, like mind ability set wise, but also like what they thought of the battle. It is interesting to me because obviously I was at the battle. I know what happened. You know what I mean? My recollection of it is pretty clear. So I'm like, okay, let's see what these guys have to say about it. You know what I mean? And that part has been a really fun addition to the drops, because you just get that different insight, that expert insight. You know what I mean?
1000%. Pagan, thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it watching them through. No, it was cool. It was good to see. Like after after Shro and Shotty and Bobby break it down, Bobby's also very good at putting the questions to the lads as well and keeping the conversation flowing. He's a very good presenter. Actually, we should make a thing of Bobby being a presenter. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the judges as well, giving feedback. I feel like they were constructive. Sean Cray is a guy who's really good at giving feedback. He's given me feedback before, and he's like 50% of the reason that I improved pretty quickly after my debut on Prem. Because I shot him a message and I was like, where am I faltering? And he was like, here, here, and here, and I was like, fucking ace.
What did he tell you to do? Add more slogans.
Yeah, you need to do way more.
You've not got enough slogans.
Pretty low on the slogans
in your face and harm me.
I was gonna invent a slogan because I had something that people kept quoting back to me, and I was like,
at least 6 in the bed.
But then I was like,
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
60-second rounds. I can't
Use
be
it,
throwing
innit?
fucking slogans around. I can't do a fucking 6-bar,
How long
8-bar
is it?
slogan.
I mean, look, this is the like since my early battles, these are the first times I've not done any kind of slogany bits. Usually I end off on that same part, right? But I just changed some of the bars in it. So that was, I think that was a surprise to Kick as well, because he expected me to do it.
You've got a
And
calling card that only takes a second, though. You can go call.
yeah, that's true. I got a calling card. But like, it is interesting because people really focus on that kind of shit. Like, it's funny, like that. It's about to be a murder. I haven't said that shit in like 3.5 years, but people bring it up every battle like it's something I do all the time. It ain't. I dropped that shit ages ago. So people do focus on that shit.
I feel like you said that in your last battle.
You what? I didn't.
I feel like you said it in your last battle. Like I feel like you've said that in every battle. That's
The last time that I've said it, I said it. I hadn't said it for like maybe 8 months, and then I said it against Matter, and I've never said it again since then. So I've done loads of battles since then, bro. It's just
that was freaking time ago.
Yeah, it's just that other people say it. My opponents always say that I say it, but I never actually say it in the battles.
Yeah.
Kingsley, the in-studio segments where they fillet your ego. Talk. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Sorry, fillet his ego or inflate his ego?
Say that again.
Things.
You can take it either way. It's fine. I had a penis drawn on my fucking head last week, dude. I've lost all sense of credibility in this sphere.
He definitely said fillet my ego. I thought I misheard him.
You're about to.
I'm going to need you to
Marilyn
repeat the whole
Manson
question because it threw me off completely.
I used a word that could be taken multiple ways in a group of people whose job it is to undermine their opponent's integrity. That was a mistake, wasn't it? Kingsley, I want to know what you think about Shotty Horror and Bobby Rex singing your praises.
It's class. Like, it's one of them. Like, you come up watching like Shotty Horror Arsenal like years and years ago. Like you get that battle. Like I got that battle sent to me off my mum about 6 months ago. She's like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?" And yeah, it's like seeing freaking Shotty and that, like sitting there just being like, "Yeah, I think Kingsley's dead good." It's a pretty good feeling. Because obviously you rate their opinions a lot. You know what they're doing. They've been about for ages and they've built good brands for themselves. So, but like, as a whole, it's a good running dialogue that they've got going, like a running narration of the tournament.
Definitely, and I think as well, bro. Yeah. Like Lauren was saying earlier on, you're one of those characters that, regardless of if they win, is going to pick up fans because the way that you present yourself, like just keeping it real, like you're the whole steez is just like, yeah. There's a lot of my friends who don't really watch battle rap who I got to watch that episode, and they all thought you was hilarious. So you're gonna pick up people regardless, man.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, like I've had a few messages and like comments from like people whose like usernames I don't recognize, like just giving love and that. So yeah, man, it seems to have been received well, which I'm happy with, and like the whole tournament, it's looked sick, I think.
Do you guys watch it live? Do you chuck it on with the rest of us and digest it live, or do you tend to sort of wait until your battle's going to go live and then hop in around that time?
Oh yeah, man, I'm in the comments.
I didn't actually I did it the first two, but not last night. I was in a all you can eat Indian buffet last night.
I've definitely been watching them all live. Like this is the first one I've been in like the chat box for, but I've been watching them every week because I just I'm keen to see firstly like how good it is, which it has proven to be like really fucking good. But also I just wanted to get in the vibe of it. You know what I mean? We're still writing for battles, so it's like trying to keep that mindset going and seeing what everyone's done and how it's being responded to is definitely a driver.
Is it interesting seeing how it comes across on the show? Because again, you're talking about an hour and a half show, and they've cut it certain ways, they've added certain things, they've tried to give it an editorial flow, a degree of narration, some polish, all the rest of it. But it's not over. Like, you've still got several more episodes to go. Do you like the experience? Because again, I've spoken its praises. I love the fact that we've got appointment television when it comes to battle rap now. Every Sunday, I can tune in at 8. I'm going to get 3 or 4 battles. They're going to be fun because they're minute long. Everyone's had the instruction, right, this is what you're doing. Turn up, smash it, call it a day. Everyone's in the comment section having a laugh. Then they share their favorite moments. They're banging on about who won, who lost, what happened. Like, it's a different type of experience, but it's happening week to week to week now. It feels like a more sustained thing. You know what I mean?
I was trying to like make sure that everyone that y'all were gonna speak. If I have a habit of jumping in and talking.
I'm glad you all agree with me unanimously and without acknowledging it in any way, shape, or form.
No,
Cheers, lads.
It's true. I think that like the way that they're doing it in this weekly kind of drop, and it's kind of reminding the community to be there, and also giving new people like who catch on to it, because I know that like I've never not promoted any of my battles, but I'm doing more for these than I've ever done before. And so new people are watching. So it's like a real opportunity to hook some new fans into it and kind of get people interested. And I think having that like consistency of drops and like on people's understanding of how it's going to look and how it's going to feel as a show, that's like currency for new fans.
Yeah, I've got people from like back home who didn't know I rap messaging me, and I've got cousins and stuff messaging me. So I've actually brought people in with the amount of promo that I've done for these for these tournament battles. I'm the same kind of. I don't generally do enough promo. I should probably do more, but I'm trying to be better at it, and I'm kind of kicking it up a wee notch with these. We get later on in the tournament, if I get to a point where I don't know, I'm looking at a semi or a final or something, might do this track. Who knows?
Okay.
Pagan, if anyone, for the sake of some self-entitled bloated asshole had sent you a voice note claiming that you need to work on your promo, let's just say that happened for a minute, okay? Let's just throw that out there as a hypothetical that some dickhead would be so verbose as suggesting that. What would you... Because here's the thing with you guys, right? There is pressure to kind of conform to this, like, we need to package, we need to put, like... But you also kind of want to turn up and give a good account of yourself, right? And the tournament's not the be-all... Like, Battle Rap doesn't finish when the tournament's over. You're still going to have battles after this and long after, right? How is it trying to make it work for the sake of the tournament? Welcome back, Kingslee. And by the way, people watching, I didn't banish Crash to the Phantom Zone. He had someone turn up at his house, and he's trying to be polite in terms of hosting them. So I didn't banish him. If anyone's commenting like, where the fuck is Crash? He'll be back, okay? Kingslee's back, though. That's what matters. But, like, again, this whole tournament, it feels like a bit of an ability to have a reset button of sorts. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, fresh faces, and even the faces that have been following it for a long time, they're still kind of excited to see what you guys do with the format. So there's kind of an excuse to be able to go, right, I've always wanted to do this. And again, like the interview segments is a great example. I think Kingslee is one of the people that's fully embraced the notion of, mate, you're just going to stick a camera on me. I'm going to do what I want. Like, you can ask me questions, but I'm going to undermine the process and be entertaining. Whereas other guys do just want to be like, hey, man, I'll let my battling talk for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to play with in this tournament. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, my interview was trash. All my interviews so far have been trash. I'm just awkward. Funny enough, I'm awkward on camera in situations like that. I don't know why. Stand in a room full of people and I rap for them, but then one person in a room and it's Yaneth most of the time just with a fucking camera. I've been like, talk, Pagan. Then I'm like, strange. But yeah, no, I gave a couple of interviews. I feel like they were both kind of bland. I just kind of struggled to come up with anything like to say that was like off kilter or like witty or could sell the fight, so to speak, in the moment. And I was like, if I force it, it'll be cringe. So it's just like, this is how I think it's gonna go. This is what I see in this person. This is what I see in that person. This is what he does well. What they do well. This is what I do well, and this is how I think it's gonna shake out. So I kind of just did it like a sport commentary, because that's kind of how I think about it. Like I kind of think about like you always hear like MMA fans and boxing fans say styles make matches. That's kind of how I think of battling. Like, the different different things that do.
To the promo-loving fan, this hypothetical dickhead who's in your DMs voice messaging you saying you need to be better at at promoing. What would you say to people like that who, again, you gave a great battle. Everyone was very critically praiseful. The fans all loved it. The graphic put a little crown on your head so we know you won. Like, there's plenty of positives to take, but then there's still going to be those people that it's like, yeah, but I was kind of hoping for more from the interview segment maybe, or I kind of want to know what Pagan's about a little bit more. Same with Crow to a degree, although I think we can agree Crow was just overshadowed by a ticking time bomb and a human being that was, again, I'm still... The cue ball... Y'all have got to explain, is cue ball slang for... Is there some...
Also, can I just interject and say that he doesn't understand how cue ball works because he doesn't play pool by his own admission. He says, this is not a slight against Kick. I like Kick, but he's like, oh, this ball doesn't go where the other balls go. Yes, it fucking does. That's how you get 2 shots. That's how pool works. It goes in the hole. It ends up in a different hole, but it goes in the same fucking hole as the rest of them. That's how it works. So his analogy didn't make any fucking sense. But there we go. Me back to the fucking sport.
Feel like he was definitely making that shit up on the spot, though. To be fair, that he was talking absolute bullshit.
But why? I'm still like I'm sitting here like that meme with the lady with the things like. But why a cue ball? Like,
there was a pool table in the middle of the room, wasn't there?
Yes, but
what was the
table? Yeah, it was it's because it was the closest thing to him. That's why. Okay. It could have been a fucking Hungry Hippos game. He would have made it about that.
All right.
What was the bar?
What was the what?
Oh, Kingslee didn't see it live. So this is in his interview segment where he's being asked like, what are you going to do in this battle? And he goes, I'm like this cue ball, and everyone's go on, and it just kind of went and then I mean the only thing that I got from that was again like he's Punk but he's wrestling Punk. Like the only other thing I remember from the interview that just stand out is the Dub T reference, but all he's doing is he's Scott Steinering. He's fat. Like, okay, Scott Steiner in the house. Woo! Like, but to that point, like, again, some guys get the promo section of the interviews, but then go on to kill the battles. Some guys don't kill the battles, but get the interview segments, and vice versa. Like, there's a lot going on that can still win you adulation. Like, again, with all due respect to everybody, Briggsy stole the show last week, and he got bodied. But for me, it was like the most entertaining thing. It was great.
Yeah, I have to say, I was cracking up when the voting was coming up during the live, and like the only options were that he won. I thought that shit was hilarious, to be honest.
And then he cuts to himself editing, and he's like, "Yeah, I just watched Briggsy. Briggsy's so good at flipping. I suppose I give it 2-1 to Briggsy if you had to put."
Oh yeah, he put himself as a judge, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did. Because Quill, and that's a legit story, by the way. Quill watched it and went, "Why am I going to film? It's 3-0 Briggsy, 3-0 so and so." So Briggsy thought, opportunity here. And I love that. He's like, right, I see an opportunity here. I'm going to take it. Bravo. 10 out of 10. No notes. But that gives episodes like this a bit more flavor. They give them a bit of personality show to show. Do you know what I mean?
It helps that Briggs always been, and he actually has always been, if you go back and watch his old battles from the start, he's always been a freak of nature with freestyles. He's really good at rebuttals.
Yeah, he's crazy at rebuttals.
Jay streams his first ever Don't Flop battle, and he had like a fucking 4-bar multi-setup fucking thingamy each round. That was when he started out. Briggsy's always been very good at freestyles, so that's a nifty thing to have in your pocket. So
Wait till you see me versus Briggsy as well. It's such a good battle.
It is a good battle. It's a very good battle. You can kind of blag your way through a couple stumbles if you're that good at freestyling. Like, you know, I can string a couple
100%.
freestyle, but Briggsy's really good at it. So if you can kind of sell a round off the back of that if you're really good.
His rebuttal in that battle was like the best bar of the battle.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Oh, the PB. Yeah,
your character getting fucked, and then and he followed it up with the Lily Phillips. You've been beat by 1,000 man or something like that. That was crazy. Like, that's nuts.
It felt like a HR battle gone wrong. It was great. I loved it. It was both of them having an opportunity to kind of get some stuff. Like, just, we know you guys just want to see us say these things, so we'll have fun saying it. But like you say, Briggsy took it and made it fun, And by all accounts, it will light a fire up his ass for the next couple of battles. So you'll get a more polished, more direct, more aggressive, more true to form type Briggsy. But I do want to throw something out there, gentlemen, because it's the one person we haven't talked about on the show, Dynamic Mike. He's the least experienced out of everybody. Pagan's opponent. What do we make? Because I'm trying to figure him out. And I'm struggling. I like him, but I haven't figured him out yet. Help me out with Dynamic Mike.
So, you know what? When he went into his section about, like, you being at the gym and tweeting at the gym and shit, that was fucking genuinely hilarious.
Hilarious. Really good.
Up to that. So he has, like, potential to harness something really good, but he's just so random with it because he's like the living embodiment of ADHD. Like he's like his whole thing is just so scattery. So he gets into bits that are really good, and then like the next bit will be crazy loose, and it just loses his momentum. So I think he just really needs to get consistent with what the good stuff is and delivering it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wrist day, by the way, fantastic. 10 out of 10, no notes, because I used to go to the gym quite a lot. Wrist day. That sounds like a good. Do you know what? I might start doing a wrist day. Thank you for the suggestion. Do you know what? Fuck it. Let's go do wrists right now. But like, he seemed to have a good energy. He seemed to have some fun ideas. But like, yeah, it's almost like he gets a little bit lost in his own stuff. Like you can see him kind of lose track of where he is and have to recenter and recalibrate a little bit. Is that nerves? Is that just energy? Is that lack of experience? Like what is it that he's sort of missing in terms of his ability to sort of clock? And what about that makes him an opponent you can't, because again, I feel like he gave a good account of himself, but Pagan, this is just my estimation of the battle. Far too technical, far too on point, far too clean, far too polished. And you had your moments. Like, I feel like the sax offenders really turned the room. That was great. And then, hints, sex crimes are your band's objective. Massive weapon, Maltese, and then the live events. So the whole point of a stopping live events is so you stop bringing your cheerleaders with you. Like you just see that second round for me really just put your stamp of authority on the battle. But he seemed to have fun, and he was fun to watch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of had an rough idea going into it what Mike was going to do. I know he picks really strange angles and finds a funky way to execute them, and it's good that he does that because not enough people do that, and he's good at it. And I was like, I think I said this in the interview too. I was like, that's what he needs to do. He needs to lean into that because he's not gonna out-rap me, and he knows that. But I think people are kind of talking to Mike and pulling him one way or the other, and I'm like, there's things that need refined, but I kind of hope he keeps a bit of that frantic energy because it's really unique and he does it really well, and it gives a weird energy to the battle that is really entertaining. I was laughing. The camera wasn't always on me, but I was fucking laughing the whole way through that first and second round. I love the Ryanair shit too, because it's weird because I don't know if they like cut the audio out from my end, but when he goes, "You fucking premium Ryanair flyer" or some shit like that, he's like, "You need to win the money just so you break even on like plane tickets," and I just go, "Facts." That's disgusting, but that was a clever angle. Like that was a funky angle to go with. He probably heard me talking about like fucking planes to Quicksilver and then just went off on a tangent with his mad wee ADHD brain. More power to him. I also like Mike. He's a really nice guy.
He's a great dude.
He's he gets a great kick out of him, and he has a lot of fun. You can see that in his performance, and I think he will get more experience and get more refined. And I think he's gonna be an awkward person to beat. See, once he gets a feather in his cap and once he gets some battles under his belt, man, he's gonna be an awkward fucker to write for and an awkward man to beat. Because it's kind of hard to steal the momentum off of someone that kind of erratic.
I think also if he can get super comfortable in his awkwardness, because you know what, some of the moments where he was being awkward were actually so fucking funny. Like where he was like, he obviously was trying to remember his next bars, but he just carried on a laugh that he was doing, and it to me that bit just then became its own kind of like funny ass thing. You know what I mean? If he could like own that, that would be really hard because he could make his opponent feel really uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I love the rebuttal. The rebuttal in the second is fucking great.
Time. Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I was really having a lot of fun in that battle. Had a lot of fun in all the battles, to be honest. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Mike does next forward, because unique character, and we need more of that.
I have a question to follow up on. I'm acutely aware I've been ignoring the comments section, which is half the reason most of you watch, because you like me to read your comments. So I shall read them. Red Wolf. Yes, Crow. Red Wolf's in the comment section. All you guys killed it in your battles. Really, really good episode. Kingslee versus Hulk was battle of the night. Crow with the clearest win. Pagan was slept on horribly in his. Highness with a take that I will raise with you later. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with it. The battlers in the crowd need to audibly show each other more love. It's not a problem in small rooms in the US, like King of the Dark COVID tournament had good reactions of. I disagree. You're all competitors. You're there to undermine each other. You're lucky that while you're performing, someone's not there with a clown horn trying to put you off, to be perfectly honest. Because you're all trying to get the win. That's the point. That's why I think it is that encouragement to kind of let it be level, because look, there is money on the line, lads, and there is clout, and there's weeks of you lost. Like, you lost to this guy. Like, and Battle Rap fans are not, they're not shy about saying this was bad or this was good or you got bodied or whatever. But the question I want to bring it back to, though, is kind of what Pagan was mentioning about Mike, which is you guys, though. He's got some evolution to go. I think that's fair to say. He's got some development to grow as a performer. He's got to find out what his identity is a little bit more, sand off some of the rough edges. Do you all feel like you've fully evolved now as performers? Do you think you've now reached a level where you've hit sort of a plateau of development? Or you, even in the scope of this tournament, do you feel like there's going to be new facades that you guys have to showcase in order to keep winning? Because Battle Rap fans do demand like more, different, original every single time you come out there, while also harkening back to the greatest hits. It's a weird balance you have to strike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone who is hungry to win this would say that they've reached their full potential. That would be insane. I mean, I definitely feel like I've got miles to go before I get close to my ceiling. It just so happens that in my starting form, I already had a lot of the stuff. I understood a lot of the stuff, and I could do it. Do you know what I'm saying? But the goal is always to keep upgrading. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think I have a fair idea. Looking back on 3 battles I've done in the group stages, I know what I like, what I do well. I know where I can tidy things up and kind of refine things a bit more. I don't want to give too much away because then I'm handing material to future opponents, obviously. But yeah, no, there's things that I want to step into more. To be, because my thing is like being kind of well rounded. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of do a bit of everything. So the more well rounded I am, like the more I polish things up, and that makes you more awkward to beat. Then you're the George St. Pierre kind of character, like does a bit of everything and he's an awkward fucker. That's what
It's
you
why
want.
Pat Stay was the GOAT, because he could do every facet. And I think
Can have you out, and then he literally made a meal of a line like that. The power line just sneaks up on you, and it was against Danny Myers, where he went from like making everyone laugh to heavy haymaker literally in the next line. That's very hard to do,
yeah.
but it's a good thing to have.
Kingslee, are you as sexy as you possibly can be, or do you have sexiness to evolve into?
No, it can always be better.
Okay, all right. Do you have all of the bitches yet, or do you still have more bitches to evolve to?
I think there's still a
That was my prevailing thing from your interview, is just I get birds. I get birds all the time. Like, teach me your ways, please.
This is the only thing I have to talk about, to be honest. Nah, I can talk about battle rap as well.
Please do.
Yeah, I think I could be a better battle rapper as well, I think.
Well, okay, let me
I
ask
think,
you a question in particular then, Kingsley.
Every
because here's the thing.
experience,
You,
every
sorry, there's a bit of a delay.
Go
I just
ahead.
wanted to jump in because I'm going to be brutally honest. These are my notes, okay? I had Hulk beating you, and the note I had was that you delivered a consistently classic Kingsley performance, right? It was funny. It was engaging. You commanded the space. You commanded the crowd. You may not got a reaction out of Hulk the way you wanted to, but it was clear any other opponent you would have done. But you still have a loss on the record now, which, okay, but you gave a really good performance. Like, is it now a case, because I remember when we talked in the past, like, you have wanted to go a bit more, right, I really want to be direct. I really want to say things that maybe, get people's backs up. What's the balance you've got to strike to get wins in the tournament now? Is it a case of staying the course and trusting in the material? Or do you, like you say, do you need to evolve a little bit? Do you need to maybe think, what side of myself do I need to show a little bit more of on the next occasion to make sure that I get all 3 rounds, let alone the win?
100%. Like I was it. I'm in this tournament to win it. Like I entered it like with the full intention of going the distance. And after that Hook battle, I was like I knew myself why I didn't win. Like I don't think I won. I said straight away, I think Hulk cooked me. And I think it's my worst performance in the tournament. I can't say too much about how the tournament goes, but yeah, after that battle, I was looking at me dojo material, because I had rounds with dojo way in advance, even before the Hulk battle, because I'm a bit ADHD myself. Once we get locked, I'm coming up with ideas.
You had him before,
so I was just
battler, bro. You was just as a fan, you was ready to cook his ass.
What?
You had those rounds written before he was even a battler, bro. sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, everything could imagine. But yeah, I when I was prepping for the dojo battle, I was like, yeah, I need to still do what I do, but make it like completely direct, because I've only got 60 seconds in the round, so I can't waste time like just doing my usual stupidness. I need to find a way to incorporate that into just beating the shit out of my opponent.
Which is, I think, the thing that...
And I feel like I've done that with the dojo battle.
Yeah, sorry, the delay is fucking me up for real. But that's the thing that I think. That's the thing that I think. Like, both Gast and Slester as well had to learn a steep lesson after that first one. You know what I mean? Because they were good, but the way they usually present their styles, it don't work in that format. So they needed to learn to like be more precise. And I think, you'll probably see that going through the tournament, that they address that part, because that was the main thing missing from their one.
The Gas loves momentum in his rounds. He's very good at it. So like Gas will always finish a round strong, because the whole time he's just
facts.
That takes time though. It's difficult. Good writing, but it takes time. It's hard to do in 60 seconds. Not impossible. Gast, his next performance is fucking crazy. You'll see what I mean. But Slester as well is like, Slester's got the timing of a comedian. Like, got that fucking Rowan Atkinson thing where he'll throw you a look and make people laugh. Which is great on a stage, but in a small room with 60 seconds, it's rough.
Yeah. You're right, because it could be milliseconds that means that whether or not it drops at the exact right time or not, but you ain't got those.
True.
But that's the thing, that's why I find it interesting that Kingsley has the opinion of his battle that he does, because so I think it was the 3rd round. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but there was definitely one round of this battle that I remember watching and thinking, this feels like a live event crowd because of how everyone's reacting. And I think it was the 3rd, because it was after the wheelie in the Land Rover bit. I'm in every single restaurant, I'm safe with the waiter, and everyone just and again, what you're great at, Kingsley, is catching yourself in a moment and going, right, they're reacting, wait, linger, give it a second, right, like you have this ability to be able to let crowds simmer on a moment and enjoy a moment, rather than again kind of barreling onwards, and that can be the key in some instances. But maybe, and he's bounced. I'm praising the motherfucker and he bounced.
Nah,
Do you know what? Take
Fuck
it
you,
all
bro.
back. Hulk bodied him 3-0, and that's all we'll say on the matter, ladies and gentlemen. But like, okay, let me put it to you, gentlemen, because he might be
He got
back.
embarrassed. He was blushing. That's why he had to turn the camera off, bro. He was blushing real hard.
I'm
I
surprised
saw it creeping up. I saw it creeping up, man.
He let me get away with the intro unless he didn't see it. My intro to the show was Kingslee Thunder versus Hulk. Which of these two men in their mid-40s has what it takes to get themselves an early 30? Prem gets credit with the assist because that was a hilarious exchange on social media. But to you two gentlemen, okay, the question becomes, I think, actually, I'm going to shut up for a second because Crash, my friend, you're the co-host of this show, and I'm sure you've got something to say because you watched these battles with these two gentlemen, and you reviewed them, and in fact, you were making notes just before we came on the podcast. What do you want to throw to Crash? What do you want to throw to Crash? Come on, let me shut the fuck up for a second.
What do you think of the show, bro?
Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Nah, man. Crow, man. I think you said it before, which I liked it. You're very self-aware. Your interview, I wanted to see more of you. Like you were saying, like you had the bars, and I know it's a battle rap show, but I want to see a more Crow personality.
Yeah. No,
but
it's
then
true. I wasn't in the space for it. I just didn't even consider it as like part of the product. I was just like, oh, I'm just answering these questions, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And that's my bad. That's my oversight for real. Because like, you know, like I come on these things sometimes and talk to you. Like I really didn't give any of my personality in that interview, bro. And I know that. You know what I'm saying?
No, but me and Lorne have been saying from like episode 1, it's new to you guys, isn't it? It's a whole new platform. I know we've had interviews, but it's like the stage production as well, you might know of, but like in this battle rap setting, it's all mad. So like, yeah, by the next round, I reckon everyone's going to be polished, everyone's going to be more comfortable. Performance-wise, I think you took it 3-0, bro. I'm not going to lie, but they were beatable rounds. I think Nelly lost a lot of rounds, and you did just enough to win. And again, your next battle, I hope you're more comfortable and we see a better Crow. Like you said, we do hold you to some standard because you are good, man.
So I mean, all I can say is like, peep what I did for on February 8th. Peep what I did for the Red Wolf battle, because that battle's fire. That battle's fire.
I'm locked in. Pagan, bro, 30s, my boy. What are you saying, bro? How do you feel after that battle? You might have chopped it up. I had a visit up, man. But yeah, how do you feel after that battle, bro? That's the dirtiest 30 I've seen on the channel so far, my boy.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, I was happy with it, man. I really enjoyed the battle, enjoyed the back and forth. I couldn't be happier with it, to be honest. I did say, you will notice in the first round, because I was new to like the production style battle thing and the kind of new setup, I was like in the space weirdly. I was standing way too far away from Mike, and then I kind of compensated in the second because I spent most of the second. And you can see the camera angle, you can see Mike, and then you can see just the bottom of my chin and my hands going like that. Apart from like getting used to being in the space and shit, I'm happy with it. Yeah, I think there's always things to improve on, but I'm happy enough with it. Mike was good. Mike did what Mike needed to do. I think he knows he needs to work on X, Y, and Z, but he's brand new at the shit, and he'll be good down the line. He's got a lot of potential, and he's got the right attitude for it as well. I think my battles get better as they go on, which I think is true for a lot of people, including Crow. I think most people's battles and performances get better as they go on. I think my next one is. I'm very happy with my next one.
Nah, that's what we want to hear, bro. And this is gonna be my favorite question of this whole series. Me and Lorne are doing the 60-second time limits, bro. How are you finding adapting to them? Because to me, it's crazy, bro. I've battled a long time, and like 60 seconds is rags to try and get anything across it.
But I kind of had a bit of experience going in, just like writing for a couple of people in the academy tournament, and then that getting kind of the next new one. So I was already in the mind space of ramming shit into 60 seconds because it fell through the battle, unfortunately, but I was also writing for Johnny B before that fell through. So I had rounds written for 60-second rounds written for him. I battled Bentner. And yeah, I was kind of getting into the mind frame of doing that anyway. And it's good in a sense. Crow can hit nail on the head. Like when you sacrifice certain stuff, there's pluses and negatives to it when you get really brutal with cutting stuff out. Editing is something I would say to something I should have learned earlier getting into the game, man. Editing is so important. Editing is everything.
Facts.
So yeah, it's made me better at that, which just by default makes you better at battling.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I ain't done a 60 second round thing until since my debut. So like, a few years ago now. And so for me, it was really crazy because I'd gotten used to like getting 2s, 2.5s. Apart from like in the tournaments I've been in when there've been real strict time limits, it's not really been like that so much. So I definitely was like, oh shit, man, I need to cut loads of stuff. You have to like just learn to kill your darlings. You might have like a really fucking cool concept, but there's no way you can get the best out of it in that time. So you just have to go, it's not being said. You know what I mean?
I've dropped really good angles where I'm like, I just can't sacrifice that much time to explain it. I can't explain it in less time because it takes context.
Yeah.
It affects it in that way. You learn to condense angles really well because like I just like a couple like just woke up, wave them around, say this is my angle, get a punch out of it and drop it after a couple bars. That's enough. Especially if you're someone like me I love angles, so I think if like give me a mannequin and I think of like 18 angles for them just to prick.
It actually plays way more like well into Kingslee style because Kingsley's always been kind of like stick and move with what he does. You know what I mean? So I feel like a couple of people went in with like a stylistic advantage in that respect. How did you find it, Kingslee?
I think it's sick. Like I love this the short rounds. Me like my style is mostly like one-liners and 2 bars and little 3 bars and stuff. And to be honest, like I feel like we all been rapping for way too long to be like. I got a pretty short attention span, so like even when I'd be watching my own battles, I'm like, I really just did a 4-minute round there, and it's like you're rapping for too long, mate. So condensing it all to 60-second really means like if I've came up with like 30 bars maybe for this round, I can only fit 16 to 20 in. So I'm picking like the best ones and then I'm fine tuning them as much as possible. So yeah, I think it just produces an overall better product for me as well, because like I can actually fit probably more punchlines in than the average person who might only do like a 4 bar or even an 8 bar. I think it's crazy really to be doing an 8 bar with just one punch at the end, but like I did see a bit of that in the tournament. Whereas like I could do an 8 bar and I'll punch every single bar, or I'll just do loads of fucking 2 bars which will all have punches in. So it's one of them.
There's different like ways to approach it in these shorter rounds. Like everything has to have a point to it. Everything has to be leading something. You have to be at least jabbing along the way. You can't be like, can't have fucking 24 bars in max that you'll squeeze into that minute and a bit, and then you've got 2 punches the whole way through.
Yeah,
you can't do that. Like if I write 8 bars, I rarely do so far in this tournament, but if I do, then I'll have 2 or 3 punches in there, and each of them will inform the point of the final punch. Because
like from like a rap perspective though, one thing that you definitely see is because people are doing more 2 bars, you get lots more rhyme schemes packed into a tight space, which is also, again, for attention wise, that is actually good. You miss out on a couple of special moves here and there where someone can really flex, like I've just made these crazy like relative things rhyme, and that is nice like as a rapper to hear, but you get way less of that in this, and people focus more on just like making that, just picking the best rhymes they can for that thing that say the exact thing they want to say, and then they fucking dip from that. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I did a video on that a while ago, didn't he? Where he broke down the whole kind of structuring thing and like how sonically pleasant to listen to. So like wedging larger schemes either side with like smaller ones to like break up the kind of pattern, just to make it more engaging. So like you have to do that stream in 60 seconds. it's a good practice. It gets you fucking good at a lot of aspects of writing if you have to do this in a tournament setting where you have to.
Structure is the most important part, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Can I put my tinfoil hat on for a second, though, and just throw something out to the group? Because it's something I've
only if
noticed.
you actually put on a real tinfoil hat.
I don't, listen, man, we're in times are tough and friends. If you ain't got money to throw away on actual tinfoil hats, okay? I got maybe
you're gonna have to ask Kelly about your
hat, if that'll do. Like,
fair, bro.
But I have to throw something out there because I've noticed that some of the presentation elements of Prem so far has lent a little bit more towards, hey, this guy seems to resonate with this demographic a little bit better, so we should probably feature him a little bit. And I'm thinking, again, the shorts, because, again, if you've seen that Sean Cray and Lefty in particular have had massive success with very strong, very to-the-point branding with their stuff. Is it a case, though, that... Because I know what you're saying about the punches, and I sort of agree and I sort of disagree with the fact we need to pack as much content into 60 seconds as possible, but really, what they want is clippable moments. They want 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds that either builds to a crescendo that's like funny along the way, or more of an Anderson Burris type deal where it's da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, punch, laugh. There's pressure there to deliver on that, but then there's also, again, the fact that you're trying to beat a person in the room or beat it in a judge's decision. Like, the tinfoil hat suggestion is there favoritism towards a certain style because of the perception of what they think they need to market to people? Is there more of an onus on punches because they think that there needs to be more content condensed to make it watchable, as opposed to, I would argue, some of the funniest things I've ever heard in battle rap don't necessarily start funny. They don't even continue funny, but then when they hit you with that, in essence, is like this guy. It can build in a way that has a great payoff. I haven't seen too much of that in the tournament. Is that just too complicated to do to condense into 60 seconds to a payoff that's worth it? Is it just a wiser move to punch more readily and more frequently?
I think, like, there's a thing about punch count. You always hear this shit and it annoys me. Like, you need to cram punch. People say this outside of the tournament setting, but you need to cram punches and cram punches. But, like, there's a thing as such a like button matching. Like, you can't just say like 5 out of 10 punchlines for fucking a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and think because you crammed a bunch of them into a round that barely even relate to the person opposite you, that's going to win you a round. That's something that you see sometimes. So like punches aren't everything to a degree.
And I'd say like to kind of like rebut your tinfoil idea that they are like picking certain types of things. I think it's more of a case of they're going to throw anything that they think even is potentially like that, they're going to throw into those clips, and whatever pops, those people will then, probably get a push. But I don't think it's gone in with that, like, well, this person instantly is pushable. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it is a case of like, let's throw shit at the wall, and then like if anything takes off, then those will run with that. You know what I mean?
Fair dues. All right, I'm wary that I've kept you all quite long, and we've got some more questions from Crash, and potentially Hulk might swing by. So I want to ask all three of you one question, and then I'm gonna shut up and let Crash do his thing, or Hulk come in and completely undermine my process. Your respective tables now. You all have now had a battle under your belts. You all have 2 battles left. You are all still within a shot of topping or winning or qualifying in your respective tables. How confident are you as the weeks unfold that you're going to get your people are going to start resonating more and more? They're going to start rooting for you more and more. How confident are you that you will qualify for the next rounds? No spoilers, obviously. I don't want to know how the battles went, but I do want to know, like, on the strength of the showing and the response you got, how do you feel now, having seen it, and now the results are on the board?
Like, going into, like, for me, like, I'm going into battling Dojo, and then Briggsy afterwards. So, like, I'm looking at the Dojo battle as fairly winnable, just because I think, like, stylistically, like, it's a good opponent for me. Like, it's someone I can really like clown on in like the way I do, like on paper, like it felt like a good one for me. And then the Briggsy battle as well, like the Scouse Mank thing, like there was a lot I can go at there. And I felt like even before the Hulk battle, that was the toughest one for me. Like he was the hardest to write for. I had the less like I don't really know Hulk that well. Like I know Dojo and Briggsy really well, and I've always found it easier to prepare for people that I know better. So yeah, I remember feeling really confident going to Dojo and Briggsy regardless of the decision against Hulk.
I think
not to be sorry to jump in, but again, that's where the judge rounds it makes things interesting, because even though you lost the battle on the judge's decision, you have 4 judge rounds in the bank though. That's only 1 less than Hulk. So if you get two wins on the board and Hulk gets, it doesn't matter, because it could come down to judge rounds. It could be that close. Like you still again, that's what I love about that aspect of the tournament, is that it's not just wins, it's how well did you win though? Did you scrape by, or did you body the guy? Like these all matter.
That definitely was like an exciting part of the way that they scored it, because I was like, it does make things more up for grabs for people. Like you could like conceivably you could lose really badly in one battle and still get through. You could kind of like have debatables every time and still get through. Do you know what I'm saying? So that part was definitely a cool aspect of it. I personally came out of the Nick battle, or the kick battle, sorry, going like, I just need to make the next one as clear as that, because if I do that, I'm definitely through. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was looking at it like, yeah, there's rounds in account, there's judges in account, so I'm just gonna get all of them. And that was my mindset for every single one.
Yeah, same kind of like I approached each battle differently because all my opponents were very, very different, and you'll see that in the battles. But like, I was the same. I was like, I don't want to let a second of any of these rounds slip, like out of my grasp. I want to put a stamp on each of them, because at the end of the day, like I know 2 of them are very new, in B Ramble and Mike, but I didn't want to sleep on them either. I'm like, they're fucking good, man. They're they can catch you slipping if you dick around. And then obviously Hamill is very good. So yeah, I was the same. Just fucking vicious. Go after it, man. Like don't give them an inch.
I have one last question. I don't want anyone to be nice. I want to see some scrapping in this question. All of you are in this because you want to win the tournament, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of you 3 is going to win it, and why?
Oof.
State your cases, gentlemen. I'm all ears.
I think it's up to grabs for a lot of people, but like, I want that fucking prize, bro. I want that belt, and I want that money. You know what I'm saying? I could really use that shit. So I'm gonna fight like I'm fucking hungry. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw earlier on a comment Pagan put down like, $3,000 would be nice to take me and my missus off on to take the missus off on a cruise. And I thought, yeah, that's a really good suggestion, bro. So if you want to send me your address, I'll send you some postcards like from it.
Jab. Next to answer is Pagan, bro.
I was going to say, I think we're all in agreement then. Crow's going to win the where when we solved it. Okay, that saves everyone Sundays evenings. That was great.
No, it's being.
Come on now.
They're giving humble. They're giving too humble. I don't like
Pagan, this is the opportunity to shut that dickhead in your DMs who's saying you need to promo better down. Let's show that fucking idiot how to promo, lad. Go on. Why are you going to win the tournament, Pagan?
Well, I don't need the money because I'm not broke. Second of all,
whoa, he's got a good job with a good salary, clearly.
well, I'm on a January cut right now, and I need a fucking belt to keep my trousers up. All right, so it's happening. I think, I think I can take it. I think I'm self-aware enough. That's the thing. Like I keep improving where I need to as I go along anyway, because I'm just a competitive prick. So, I think I can polish things up as I go. I'll say this, like, you'd want to meet me earlier in the tournament. before I figure things out. Like before I figure out, oh, that nearly lost me a round. Like I watch my battles back 1,000 fucking times, and I really harden myself. And I think that's why I think by the time I get to the final, which will happen, of course, it's going to be a very different version of me. It's going to be Super Saiyan Pagan.
Spoken like a man with his eyes on a Virgin Active membership. Kingslee, come on now. Why are you going to win the tournament, lad?
Listen, I don't have too much to say. Like all these battlers can say whatever they want, really, but the fact remains, no one can scan an apple as quick as me, and that's it.
I believe it. I don't know why. I just believe
The
it.
thing is, now people are gonna want to watch you scran an apple.
Yeah,
bro.
that's.
I feel like you really brought that heat on yourself because, like, now I feel like you actually have to do it.
But he's got to save it now because what was it? Is it Carlito you referenced? Was that? I seem to right. Carlito is very. I feel like that's doable for Prem. I feel like a phone call or two, you could get you two in a room and say, right, settle this right now. Who scrans an apple better? Kingslee Thunder, world-renowned battle rapper, or WWE superstar Carlito. Lads, figure it out. Like,
is he on? We'll get
him. Mate, there's no chance. Like, let's put this to bed right here, right now. Like, Carlito, he would be having 2 or 3 bites maximum. My training involves eating the fucking stalk and everything. So don't compare us.
2 things. One, battle rapper rhymes with apple scranner. So that's the first thing that needs to be brought up.
Why I do it.
This is why I do it.
Second thing is, you and Hulk was a debatable. I really feel like it should have gone into OT, and that was the OT. Like, you guys would have had to eat an apple.
That was the decider.
That's what I would have.
I don't know. I feel like Hulk could fucking really scran something.
Pause. That's a pause.
Fuck's sake.
I was waiting for that.
Pagan, you're talking, but I can't hear what you're saying, bruh.
Oh,
it's this internet connection. But right, gentlemen, if you win the tournament, upgrade from guinea pigs and hamster wheels to legitimate internet connections, please. I'm begging you, because you got to come on the show after. You got to bring the belt. You got to bring the oversized check they give you. Is that what they're going to do, or is it just direct transfer?
Do you reckon guinea pigs are pissed off that it's called a hamster wheel, because they have to run on it too? Because that's kind of shit, bro. I was thinking the other day, duck-billed platypus, bro. They existed before ducks did. You know what I mean? But they were called duck-billed platypus. Really, ducks should be called platypus-billed fucking bird or whatever. That's bullshit. I'd be pissed off.
Have you just scanned an edible?
It's possible.
In that case, gentlemen, closing statements. Anyone got anything to say to anyone in particular? Want to call out anyone in the tournament? Anyone want to make your Pagan as good a time as any for a slogan, my friend? You want to throw out something?
Fucking put me on the spot. Why don't you?
Well, yeah, come on, this is the time and the place, my friend. This is where they'll be quoting you for eons to come. This is your Hawk to a moment. Hopefully not.
Pause. That's a hella pause. What? Yo,
dude.
what?
Again, you might have heard this earlier. I lost all credibility last week when Briggsy was busy drawing penises on my fucking internet show, and now that's the reason people tune in. They want shenanigans, Crash. They need shenanigans in their life.
You know what? Yeah, I'm looking forward to just anyone, man. Because there's experienced people in the tournament. Obviously, the Briggsies, Crows, and Grasts, and then there's people who are far less experienced. And I kind of want to beat on both of them to prove a point. I want to show that I can hang with the boys that have been around a while, and I want to kind of put the young'uns in their place a wee bit. They get notions about themselves. Just looking forward to being an ass.
Thanks, Pagan, for letting me off the hook so lightly there. Cheers, buddy. Well, in that case then, gentlemen, I'll let you go. Me and Crash can finish summarising the rest of the show. But good luck to all three of you. Kingslee, listen, man, you're very funny. Pack it in. Pagan. Promos, my friend. And Crow. Potential. Start showing it, my friend. Fly free.
Oh.
It was the one word in every comment.
Nice
It was
one.
like, he's got so much potential. Just watch him. You took the 3-0 though, so silver linings everywhere. You know what I mean? But thank you, gentlemen.
this
I appreciate that.
February 8th. Watch that battle with Red Wolf. That shit fire.
Are you going to get any of your music showcased by the way? Because I feel like Prem should showcase all three of your stuff. Like,
like Briggsy has asked people for it for sure.
yes,
Like it's for me, it's more of a case of like having a completed thing that is just mine rather than a feature or something that I think is ready to go.
Okay.
And like the thing around it, but the opportunity is definitely there.
Fair enough. All right. This is the awkward moment. I don't know how to make them leave the meet, so this is one of those rare occasions where I'm going to have to submit to your guys' goodwill and trust and understanding that you're going to...
I know where I'm not welcome.
Come on, guys. My friend, he don't want. It's not that he don't want you in his house, innit? It's just like
you don't have to go home.
You need to
So,
catch a
listen,
bus or
you
something,
can't
like,
stay
you know what I
here.
mean?
We're not
Yeah,
even going to do the post chat. Like, come on, man, that's bullshit.
What do you mean post chat?
Quite often you do these things and then they shut down the stream and then everyone has a little chat.
Crow's
We do
been here
have a little
before.
chat. So
Crow's
you
been
want to
here
shut down
before.
the stream so we can chat off the record?
Okay,
Wow, everyone, you heard that right. Crow's done with all of you. He wants to
Crow's
talk to me and
finished.
crash off the
Publicity over.
record. It's
Publix is
over.
done.
I mean,
I'm gonna leave, but thank you very much for having me on the show. Yeah,
it's been a pleasure, dude, and best of luck for the rest of the tournament. And again, for the record, I thought you had an astounding performance. Two big thumbs up from me. Fantastic. You're there. 2 big thumbs up. There you are. I forget which camera I'm supposed to look at.
Peace.
And Pagan, best of luck with all of your gains.
Carry on killing them, cuz.
Cheers for having me.
Peace out, brother. And that was Pagan. But there we go. So, Crash, what do you make of what just happened? We had 4 guests on. 4.
We're getting good. We're getting good. I do want to apologize for the viewers. I had a visitor just turn up mad. He didn't understand that I was doing something. But we're getting better and better. We're getting better and better.
We will figure out showcasing the damn video at some point because I think we need to cut to some of these. I think especially during having the guys on and cutting to it would be really helpful. Just want to shout out some of the comments because I did neglect the comment section. In my defense, there was a lot going on. Obviously, we heard from Red Wolf, Hylas. He's taking so Pagan, if you win, Hylas is taking donations, my friend. And then Cammy was in the house. Good to see you, my friend. I done the same when a friend said he could beat Akinfenwa in an arm wrestle when we went to Wickham Wanderers match. By the way, salute, gentlemen. Appreciate it as always, sir. Any final thoughts about this episode? We covered quite a lot of ground with the guys. I feel like we don't need to go into too much detail about the battles necessarily, unless you have any burning points you want to make, Crash.
No, not really. I think we had a really good episode. I think we had the most seasoned, like, people who had battled most. I know we had Dynamic Mike, who was brand new to it, but yeah, we got a good standard of battlers. I wanted to see a bit more in some of them, but again, I'm gonna give everyone a blight for the first round of it's a new format, so I will be repeating myself on the first format. Second round though, we gotta get a bit more. Do you know what I mean? A bit more techie, a bit more nasty.
1000%. We need to see games upped by everybody, and I think we're going to get, because again, it sounded like Crow intimated that there's a bit of a learning curve here, and that's great because it means that as entertaining as this stuff was, it's only uphill from here. So
they all sound. I caught a little snippet from each of them implying that their next battles were levels up. So I'm excited
much
to see
happier
them.
with them. Absolutely, 1000%. Bullet points from me, I guess. Just obviously, individual battlers gave individual performances. I think, generally speaking, there isn't anyone on this show that I felt under-delivered or had a bad showing. I think, though, all of them, to a man, with the exception of maybe Hulk, I think Hulk delivered and exceeded on his expectations. And that's why, ultimately, he was not only Battle of the Night, but he was given the Standout Performance Award by Prem, awarded the 2-1 victory when it came to points, but just showed he's still got plenty of fight in him. You know what I mean? He's still got a lot to show some of these whippersnappers that were probably looking at him and thinking he's beatable. You know, he's been around a long time and he's never ripped any so I can beat him. And he comes in there, Bang.
Hulk's great, man.
Show-
Hulk's a very experienced battle, and I've watched Hulk for a long
Right.
time. My last battle was Hulk, and he's got a similar style to mine, which I prefer to anyway when it comes to battle rap. So I know I'm going to enjoy his content. He's been in lots of, because he was part of King of the Ronalds, I'd say they'd have a lot of unorthodox style battles. So there's not many rooms that Hulk's not used to be honest. So, and adapting to this tournament, I felt like he was one of the ones that would adapt because he's been in many different rooms without fans or just rappers. Like, yeah, man, I have money on Hulk winning. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't because no one would bet me. But do you know what I mean? My going into that battle, if I picking a winner, it would have been Hulk.
Okay. I want to get your impressions on all 6 competitors. I want to rattle through them as we sign off today. So, Kick Nelly. What does he have to do to start getting some momentum in this tournament for you?
To be honest, Kick Nelly just felt a bit rusty. Like, I don't know when his last battle was, so don't quote me. But like, it felt rusty. Like, it felt like some of the moves were there, but the bars were very basic. And he admitted to me that like he knows he didn't have it. I think he was in the comments saying like, I deserve all the hate I get. But it's just like, yeah, now you've kicked the rust off. Let's up the gear. Let's show us you're taking it serious. Because he is a wild card and he can win this with his unorthodox style of shocking everyone. But we need the bars to back that up.
Crow winning at a canter. What do you want to see from him to build? What do you want to see him start to excel at? What do you want to see him start delivering as the tournament progresses?
I want to see a less funny Crow, man. I want to see a more. I want a lot of these guys. I'm gonna say it for. This is for 3K, man. Not all of us have minimum wage jobs where 3K is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not a lot of money, it's still a decent amount, like they said, to take your missus on a cruise, to do something mad that you couldn't actually do. So I want to see you fight for that, though. I don't want to see no one taking it lightly, and Crow's one of them ones. I want to see a bit more aggression. I want to see a bit more ill intent, if you will. Do you know what I mean? Some razor.
Dynamic Mike. What does he have to do to improve enough to start picking up wins in the tournament, having had an entertaining but perhaps an inexperienced showing?
I don't know, man. He needs to learn to rap, bro. He needs to learn to, I get like battle rap's changed, didn't it, in the last few years, or like I say, last few years, it's been ages, but like performance is a big thing. But I noticed that it was very basic rhyming with Mike, and it was more about the performance and like the show more than the actual content and what he was rhyming. So I want to see a lot more rapping and rhyming ability. Still make it funny, still have your comedy bits, still be you, because he is an interesting character. But I want to see more rap ability. If you're in a battle rap tournament, I want to see that battle rap essence come out as well.
Can Pagan remain as dominant as he was in this battle for the next 2?
Pagan don't drop the ball, man. In my opinion, as like someone who's watched Pagan live and on YouTube, Pagan has that ill intent that I'm talking about. Pagan turns up and he's down to knock your head off. He's not come for the ha jokes. He's come with ill intent. He's taken every opponent nicely. He got a couple jokes in there. He got bars. He got references. He's a strong character in this race. I'm not gonna lie.
What can Kingslee Thunder do to bounce back from such a razor-thin loss? Again, gave a great showing, but ultimately didn't pick up the win. What can he do to bounce back?
Again, it's a shame. It's a battle rap, so unfortunately, someone's got to lose in this tournament setting. But like against anyone else, he would have probably been highly favored. It's just Hulk did that extra more. So like, I can't give a negative feedback to Kingslee. I just know he knows. It's just got to be better. If that was great, show me brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like all of them understand going through the first round, okay, 85% might not cut it. I need all 3 of them points. It's going to have to be 100%, 110%, because I'm going to need all of those points, because towards the end, might get techie, and you could have a great couple battles, but lose due to someone racking up them 3-0s.
And finally, Hulk. I think the big question about him is, can he keep this up? He's set a very good standard, a very high standard. But can he maintain for 2 more battles to top the group?
I think that's it. Yeah, Hulk's got to maintain his standard now. He's shown us he can do it. He can show us he's in a new element. He's adapted to the style. He's comfortable. Do you know what I mean? He's rebuttaling every round. He's understanding that he's rebuttaling, so he's getting through his material. Like, I think, was it his third that was quite short? But after a rebuttal, like, it wasn't short because I'm pretty sure it was on the time limit. But someone said it felt like it was quite short, and it was like, it's a minute, and he done a rebuttal, so I'm gonna give him some leave space that maybe he is allowed to cut it off short. It won't feel as long as Kingslee's, because some of these guys are going over the time limit. But yeah, I just want to see Hulk improve again and just smash out a lot more of this style that he's doing, because it's working for him. And even into his interview, his character was great. He was like that stoner friendly, funny, I don't remember, like, keep that going, because he's like internet ready. Aki is what the kids are saying nowadays. He's internet ready, and that's what you have to be. He's clippable. He's making it fun.
I'll also I pinged him afterwards to say, hey, he mentioned the show, and I forgot.
He did mention the show. Yeah, he did mention the show.
I forgot about that in our interview. I thought he was joking. I thought he was like
Your
playing it
now.
off and
No,
bravado.
your law now.
But it's like,
Your law.
oh yeah, I was talking to this guy, and yeah, I totally forgot I'd done it, and it was like, oh, he meant that. Like, in the I thought he was like, oh yeah, I didn't remember applying for it, and now it's, oh, so you didn't remember applying for the tournament? Okay, sink or swim now. But like, and then he killed it, so it's like, okay, let's see what else he's got. The only notes I had about this one, I wanted to get your thoughts on this from the show perspective, because it was a bit weird. I probably shouldn't be flagging it, but I thought it was weird to throw to the ad break and the musical number, Raptors music video, after they did the promo for the last battle and the interviews, and then they did the battle. Like, it just felt like that was kind of a weird lead-in, because we were kind of cold to the battle by that point in the show. And it was like,
I didn't mind it as much, because I knew the interval was coming. We've watched a couple of weeks now. We know the interval was coming. It threw me off a little bit, because of that. I was like, I don't know where I am. Oh, I know where I am now. But also, it made me think about it the day after, and I was like, from someone who was watching for the first time, if I was thinking about, I've done it before where it comes to breaks, and I'm like, I can't be fucked watching this anymore. It made me interested and want to stick around, whatever the intermission is, if I watch it or not. What the fuck is card pulling like? Do you know what I mean? That's not for me. But them two were so funny, and I think they had the right characters and the right interview for, like, okay, I'll just wait 10 minutes and I will watch this battle, because this is going to be funny. If this is that the standard they're setting.
That's fair enough, man. I just, from a flow perspective, it just shook me a little bit, and I think some of the lessons that they'll have learned from this recording stint, when they do the next recording stint in a couple of weeks, I think are going to be apparent. I think in this episode it was clear, because obviously they didn't have Dynamic Mike's interview. There was also one, I forget who it was, but they cut Trubs out of asking the questions. They just gave the response from the battler. So what I'm hoping for is that some of these lessons are then learnt in the recording stint, when they're like, right, we want this to be a bit slicker. We want it to marry up a little bit more, as opposed to it feeling a little bit like you're not quite getting the same thing in each segment, which I know is can be good, because it keeps it unpredictable to a certain degree. But I want to see everyone. I want to see everyone doing the interviews. I want to see everyone doing the promos. I want to see everyone having their moment to shine, because I think this episode showed it as much as any other episode so far. Kick had a moment in his interviews. Maybe wouldn't have shone quite so bright if he'd just shown the battle. I thought it was funny and it was bizarre, but it made it entertaining in a certain way. Hulk's sort of more direct, straight style interview mixed with Kingslee Thunder doing a bit, that made for great entertainment. Like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the sort of the stylized stuff that they can add to build the tension, to build the drama, or build the anticipation to the battles a little bit more. Because I feel like the battles are delivering. Maybe they're not up to the super high standards yet, but there hasn't been a battle so far where I felt, well, that was a waste of time, or that was boring. Like, there were battles that maybe struggled to get up to steam, but every battle so far has had something out of it that's like, that's interesting. That's cool. I'm glad we got the battle because now we've got this. Do you know what I mean?
I think the interviews are great because it's like we get the battles, we're here for the battles, that's cool. But then it's kind of like we get more than the battles. So like even if these battlers don't perform well in their battles, like Nick, like Briggsy, do you know what I mean? Their character still gets to come through. So we still do get to take a liking to them, even if they haven't performed better. And then we can still say, okay, right, Kicks like that, cool. I liked his interview. He didn't do as well in the battle as I wanted him to. I hope he improves. So it's like, it's again building a story of the tournament, and you're getting a start point which you can know these battlers, or you don't have to know these battlers, that you get to journey with them through.
100%.
And that's just more like an inside room of the interviews of getting them not on stage, calling the other person a dickhead.
No, 100%. I mean, the other question I had for you is, what's the standout moment at the show for you? It could have been a bar, could have been a moment, could have been a segment. Like, what was the moment that summed up episode 3 for you?
I think Kingslee versus Hulk was a good standard of battles that I don't think any battler should be dropping below now. But probably Hulk was my the MVP of the night, I will say. Closely debated with Pagan. I think Hulk just did a bit more, and it's because of the experience. It was the like a rebuttal in each round, and still finishing off cleanly. I appreciated that. Yeah, Pagan's 30-30, man. 30-30s are lurking, man. They're out, man. That wasn't debatable at all. I don't think that was debatable at all. That was 30.
For me, the third round for Kingslee is that if you don't go to battle rap events, or you have zero frame reference of what an event is usually like, and again, this is not close. It's designed by its very nature to be different than a normal live battle rap event. But the fact of the matter is, right, that reaction he got from the room when he's just sort of, that is pretty fucking close to a battle rap event vibe, in that it's fun, everyone's having a laugh, they're invested in the battle, they want to see what's happening next. It's good. It's a fun, and it was great to see that translate into this show, because I haven't really seen that so far. You know what I mean? But yeah, generally speaking, I thought the show was overall solid. I think I prefer episode 2 over this, though. It just felt like it had a little bit more content, a little bit more personality. But all 6 battlers, all 3 battles, I feel like they delivered. But will the next week's deliver? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We've got 3 battles next week as well. Quicksilver versus Burt. That's Quicksilver's opportunity to make a bit more of a name of himself on the main stage. He's been situated more recently on the short circuit cards. Burt Broadbent is actually a relatively famous comedian, so he's bringing a little bit of shine from that circuit over. In fact, I think he won an Edinburgh Award or something. He's won an award, I want to say. So he's got some outside battle rap now, so that he's likely to bring to the tournament. So that'll be interesting to see how that dynamic evolves. Beyond and 7 Wave, which is a real clash of styles, because Beyond is probably more spaces oriented kind of guy, very new to live battles, and then you've got 7 Wave, who is an on beat like he's great on beat, like, and to translate that style to battle rap situation live crowd is going to be a bit of a jump. And then you've got Jim Bob Gnarly versus Enigma the Prophet. Enigma I've seen battle once, and the one showing I've seen was promising. I think he's still got a bit of development to go, but again, promising. Jim Bob, on the other hand, I think we know he has his moments. He can wobble a little bit. So I'm interested to see if he can really put the tires on the road and really put down a solid performance in this one and show this young whippersnapper what's for. Any battles on that for next week standing out to you?
Out of all the battlers you said, I only really know Enigma the Prophet. So I guess this is what the tournament's for, you know what I mean? Putting battles in front of us that we wouldn't really watch. I don't really know any of the others, so I'm going to say Enigma's the homeboy. I got him winning. But that's the battle I'm looking forward to next week.
Well, that's for next week. Right now, though, we're going to say thank you to Crow. Thank you, my friend, for jumping in so soon. Pagan, thanks for skipping in Gym Session or 5 for joining us. Kingsley,
Top man.
I like your hoodie. I resent Crow for calling it a banana hoodie. That's bang out of order. It's stylish as fuck. Hulk, thank you for offering to join. I saw the message. I know it's a bit late in the day, so I fully understand. But mostly, dude, I appreciate you hopping on as co-host again. I hope you had a fun show. In summation, out of 10, do you want to rate episode 3 as a solid 8? Maybe even pushing a 9, maybe?
Our show or Prem show?
Our show. We've
I was
just
gonna
spent
say
an hour and a
Prem
half
show's
talking
like, yeah,
about
that's
Prem
like
show.
a-
I want to
that's
talk
like a-
about
that's
our
like a
show.
6, 7. And then our show, yeah, 8, 9.
You're banned forever. 6, 7.
Ban me.
6, 7. God. I'm too old for 6, 7, okay? Too old. Anyways, hear me complain about more things next week when Crash and I return to review episode 4. Count it, 4 of the We're Winning Mats tournament. We'll be back next Monday at 9 o'clock. Do not miss us. I will do the same thing again, of course. I will hit up all the battlers. I will harass them for days for but 5 minutes of their time and see if we can get them on. In the meantime, though, thanks to everyone that commented. Anki Dams was commenting, by the way, and Crow also left us a very nice comment saying, fucking hilarious stream. Big up, lads. Appreciate it. So, Pagan, Gast, Hylas. I know Hadder Streams was in the chat. His YouTube is fucked for some reason, so appreciate it. Red Wolf was in the chat. Thank you for joining us, sir. Appreciate you. Cammy was in the chat. Appreciate you, sir. Oh, mate, what an episode. It was less chaotic than I thought it would be. What a relief. Fucking hell. Got a grey hairs from last week still, but we were better prepared this week, I feel like, so that's good. But yes, that's been the Halcyon Show. My name's been Lorne. His name's been Crash. Any sign-off for the folks?
Like and subscribe.
Don't you have... I feel like you have socials. Things that you feel like you plug at the
They
end
know
of the
where I
episodes.
be, man. They know where I be, man. It's been in my corner at Simply Crash, man.
You already know. So there it is. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it as always. We will see you next week, Monday at 9 p.m. But before you do that, or before you watch the next episode of Premier Battles Where Winning Matters, or follow any of the battlers, or any of that sort of stuff, take care of yourselves. And Crash, take care of yourself.
Nearly lost me then.
you,
I
brother.
needed that. Thanks for that prayer, bro. You nearly lost me then. Jesus
There you
Christ.
go. Take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see to Crash now. And we'll see you, hopefully, on the next episode of The Halcyon Show.